go. This is a skill I could see being rather useful with a nice two-handed, hard-hitting weapon. Of course, the downside to using this rapid fire is, of course, the fact that you have to stand still while you're channeling. In a class that prides itself on mobility, using that ability properly will be the difference between life and death, I would imagine. You probably want to combine it with some discipline skills that will get you away from the enemy quickly, so you can back off and then just spam that ability, and then when they get close to you, you can use your discipline skills to get away again.
My hatred is too low.
So yeah, that wasn't too bad, but yeah, it definitely had to sit there for a while to kill them. I really want to get a good weapon, though, to really see how it feels before I pass judgment on that. Alright, more lore.
My name is Lakdanan, and I am cursed. Once the captain of King Leoric's army, I left only to honor my land and my king. No man has a greater love for his king than I had for mine, even as I drove my blade through his dark and corrupted heart.
Alright, we've reached the next spot.
Foul minions, stay back! Back! May this wedge hold. The Skeleton King.
The power of the fallen star awakened me, and soon all will suffer as I have suffered. Gods, bring me his bones!
Fear not, I shall save you.
Hey, I'm here to rescue you.
Of course, it'll kill him by the time I rescue him. Eesh.
My hatred is too low.
It'll be nice to get a escape mechanism here. I know I don't take a lot of damage, but I don't like to get in the habit of getting hit.
Thank you, but why did you risk yourself for me?
Leah asked for my aid. She will be relieved to see you again.
It is wonderful to hear that Leah is well. I fear.
Well, since I'm using an ability that keeps me still, I'm going to go ahead and go back to evasive fire.
Maps I found. We must discuss the fallen star. Follow me to Tristram.
Ah, much better one-hander. Alright, salvage these.
Uncle, you're alive!
Thanks to you and your friend here.
I have but one request of you. What do you know of the Fallen Star?
Not much, I'm afraid, though the prophecy of the end days surely points to it as a sign that the end has begun.
Please, Uncle, not more of your stories. All that matters now is that you're back.
Got a right good bunch of things for you this fine day.
From the east shall come a monarch whose rule begins in...
The Skeleton King was once our beloved lord, Leoric. He was driven mad by Diablo's evil. He lost both of his sons and his very soul before he was finally defeated. Now it seems he's risen to plague this land once again.
A tragic story, but I cannot reach the Fallen Star until I face him.
The key to defeating him lies in his old crown. Seek out our blacksmith, Hadrig. He knows of its whereabouts.
So I have to admit, it's kind of hard to get a feel of the Demon Hunter this early on. I mean, you've got a dual resource system here, but yet I've only got one discipline ability. You know, thankfully at level 6 I'll get Vault, which is nice, but it's really hard to get a feel for it, because, you know, as of right now, I really only have one resource, and that's Hatred, until I get something useful to use. It's not bad. I like the skills so far, the concept behind them. I just don't like, as people have said, kind of the weakness so far.
So this is how it ends? They dragged my cart from the road, but for what? I can't get it repaired. Might as well dig a hole and die in it.
If you've given up, then you're already dead.
Why don't you dig that hole?
Your blood will fall like rain.
What he said.
Leah spent all night alongside the blacksmith's wife, tending the wounded. Did you hear? Old Rufford has us down to half.
Blacksmith, Deckard Cain said you could help me find the crown of Leoric.
Not now. It's my wife. She's locked in the cellar like all those who've been bitten. I'm to put them all down. But how can I kill my own wife?
Sometimes death is the only mercy we have left. I will help you.
Thank you. Follow me.
Lucky for you, I'm a cold-hearted killer. I slay demons all day with nary a thought.
My friend, I'm sorry.
Sorrow won't save your time, Blacksmith.
I have to admit, I like the feel of this. Massive, powerful shots. It just sounds cool, too.
Mira, my love, forgive me.
Hadrig, help me!
Just unload on her. There we go.
I couldn't have done this without you. I'm in your debt. My name is Hadrig Aemon.
There is one favor I must ask of you. Do you know where Leoric's crown is?
I can help you there. It's buried with his Chancellor, my grandfather. You'll find his tomb in a cemetery in the Weeping Hollow. And if you see my fool apprentice out there, tell him to get back to town.
Okay, so now thankfully I have a new skill slot, and now I can start to use my discipline. Because I'm going to go ahead and use this Vault. 10 discipline, tumble acrobatically to avoid attacks. And you tumble 35 yards, so not bad. Let's compare it to evasive fire, which is 15. So we're looking at a little more than double what evasive fire gives me, and I can control the direction it goes to. So what's great about it is I can use it for escape or to get in close, so much like the heroic leap of the barbarian or the teleport of the wizard, although this does require you to have a kind of a flat plane to your target A to B. It's not just you'll instantly appear there. Since now I'm level 6, let's go ahead and get more of my gear here, because I do have more plus experience gear. Hoping to really get some decent levels with this playthrough to see more skills before I get to the Skeleton King. Alright, unfortunately the weapons I crafted are not available until level 9. Shame, really. Let's go ahead and put Volt on. Since I can escape willingly now, I don't need evasive fire anymore. I could very well use Bola. Why not? Let's go back to Bola Shot. That was kind of a nice ability. So let's try Volt out.
I need more discipline.
So I can use it about 3 times before it has to recharge. No cooldown on the ability itself, just 30 discipline by an ability that uses 10. So let's see what we have here. No, that's not as good. Let's see what my DPS is. This 9.2, 12.6. So definitely more DPS here, but I lose the +2 experience. This is nice here. Let me see if I can use a quiver with this hand cannon. Hand crossbow. Looks like I can. What I'm noticing here is this will show you the shield icon, so that obviously tells you with that you can, of course, use your shield, or, of course, this quiver. But you'll notice with the bow, it shows that you can only use the quiver at this point. So let me just take a look at this, see how the bow looks. Very nice. Of course, it's two-handed, so I fire a little bit slower. Let's see how rapid fire is. Okay, I anticipate a lot of people called Legolas in the full game. Alright, here we go. More experience plus some dexterity. Of course, dexterity is the primary weapon stat for Demon Hunters, so obviously I'm going to want that. Let's get that on now. More dex and vital on this. So I will lose 2 experience here, but I really want to start killing a little faster, so let's go ahead and do that. Not much of a DPS increase, but still an increase. Let's see if 13, 9... Yeah, use the bow. Okay, we'll disenchant that and put that in the stash. Put the essences in there too. Alright, let's move on.
You've got to promise me you'll take good care of whatever I sell you.
So you can see it didn't get very far there. It didn't line up very well with that slope.
There's a big pack coming this time. Stand your ground! That's the last of them. The bridge is clear.
Not a bad combination. Put the bola up and then just start spamming rapid fire.
Scavengers are ugly, pathetic creatures who survive off of carrion and corpses, too diseased to attract any other carnivores. I did once meet a raggedy fellow who claimed that he had trained one of the beasts to bring him large rats to eat. But I'm sure the story is utter nonsense.
And of course the skeleton lore is still missing. As we know, because there hasn't been a beta update yet.
I'm too late. The blacksmith's apprentice is dead. I must let Hatred know when I can.
I really do like the sound of rapid fire arrows. Alright, we've got a dungeon to explore over here. Let's see what we got. Den of the Fallen. I don't think I've done this one. Makes me think of the Den of Evil from D2. Bloody chest. There's just some whites. Not bad. I suppose. If you're into whites. Decayed Fallen Shaman. One of the bigger sub-areas I've seen, and that is new to me. I've seen that in the beta before, the carrion nest, on all the videos I've watched, but never encountered it myself.
My hatred is too low.
It goes to show you with the random system, you never know what you'll quite get.
I was able to trace some carrion bats back to one of their nests. What I found shocked me. The nest itself is a living organism. A mature bat that has been mutated by the darkest of magics. I no longer doubt that demonic forces have corrupted these creatures.
That's just kind of disturbing, really. But very cool to actually see it. See, it seems like that are going to make playing the full game very interesting, because what we're seeing here in this beta really is just a sampling. I mean, a third of the first act. None of any other acts. There's only so much that's going to be generated for us here. I can just imagine the possibilities that they'll have for other acts and things to pop up on you and random events and quests that you can get.
My hatred is too low.
I like Bola Shot, but I almost question the need for it to have that 1 second delay. I almost think that if you're going to have a delay like that, it should do more damage at least. You think about the Barbarian's Rend ability, for example. You have to wait 3 seconds for that full damage to occur. Granted, it's ticking the whole time, but that ability does over 200% weapon damage. Of course, Rend is a spender rather than a generator, so you might even make Bola Shot a spender instead of a generator. There's a lot they could do with that. Haven't seen all the abilities that they consider spenders and generators, to be honest, and without being able to play through with them, you know, for example, you know, the cluster arrows, rain, strafe, and all that, without being able to actually try them, I wouldn't be able to comment too much on them either. I mean, one can always look at the description and imagine how it works. You can always look at video footage too to see the abilities, because there are people out there that are putting out videos where they've gone into the game files and shown you not only what the weapon skills look like, but what they look like ruined, which of course is not final. Keep that in mind if you go looking for them. What you see is just beta content, may not be representative of the final product, especially since the build we have is well behind Blizzard's build. But you can look at those, but without trying it and feeling it out, feeling how your resource system plays with it, and the kind of damage you deal with, plus the monsters you're dealing with, it's all theory. Oh, and this one actually has a second level. Definitely the biggest sub-area I've seen that's not main quest related. Yes, other players in the beta that have known about this place, and I have seen people talk about the Den of Evil, really didn't know what they were talking about until now. This is my first time. I'm a newbie. But I'm proud of it. Okay, I really need more hatred here. There we go. This reminds me of the sub-areas in Diablo 2 where you'd run through and find yourself a nice golden treasure chest at the end of your run with a whole bunch of items in it. Of course, even those usually had blues, those were just whites. But we did talk about the blue drops being reduced in beta. Of course, that's also not the end of the dungeon, so who knows? There's still a chance. This is why I always explored dungeons in Diablo 2. Uh-oh, frozen. Gotta keep away. Just because of those treasure chests, and you never knew what you would find.
My hatred is too low.
Very nice.
Not enough hatred.
Alright, so the end of the dungeon just had a nice rare monster for me to fight with some nice drops, and gives you a way out. That's very nice of them. Very friendly and convenient. You usually had to walk your own ass out when you were doing that in Diablo 2. You'd find a nice dungeon, go through, fight the monsters, grab the treasure, and then realize you just walked through a huge subterranean area and you have to find the exit now. You'd already cleared the monsters, so yeah, it's a quick trip, but it's still walk time. So it looks like they really want to reduce the amount of downtime you have. They want you out there fighting. I do like Vault. The potential here for offensive and defensive is very high here. Ooh, chakram. I like to consider it as a fast travel. It looks like you have momentary invulnerability when you're using it too, so excellent defensive capabilities. Let's take a look at chakram here. 10 hatred, spinning blade of death that slices through enemies. Does 135% weapon damage as physical along its path. So, fairly weak comparatively, but we'll have to take a look at it because that's got, from what I understand, an unpredictable, well, might even be predictable. Looks like it fires in a predetermined arc.
I'm still waiting.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pass on the bola shot for now. I don't need evasive fire because I have vault, so we're just going to go ahead and go back to the hungering arrow.
Not ready yet.
Yeah, kind of in a circle there, which means it has potential to hit more than one enemy, and it can be spammed.
Need more time.
Yes, I gotta say, Hungering Arrow is much nicer for breaking random environmental objects. The heck? Okay, that's interesting. Rotting corpse pile. It's another item I've never seen before. See, isn't it fascinating just listening to me see things that I've never seen before and just commenting on them and being freaked out at the same time? I am amused by the simplest things, of course. But again, we did have this conversation, didn't we, of in the other playthroughs, are the little things in the game, ambience, the Den of Evil that I just found for the first time after I've walked through these areas 3 or 4 times now on full playthroughs. I have walked through some other areas just with other characters to get experience and farm items, but only seen it now. You know, it's like there's always something new to discover in this thing. Let's grab that. Let's see, do we have more damage on that? 9.6. It's close. As you can see, depending upon what you roll, sometimes one-handed weapons can outdo two-handed. Maximum discipline, that's not needed. Darn. And that's just more life. Better armor. I am Ezio Auditore. That's what I should have named him. Okay, what is nice about Chakram is a very low hatred cost, so I can just kind of get that out there. Low damage, low cost, high spam capabilities. So it depends if you want to hit hard all at once or hit multiple targets quickly.
Survive that.
Not sure what I feel about it. I kind of like rapid fire right now just because it puts it out very quickly and I have more control of the damage stream. So you can see I really like to play around with my build. You know, I don't like to just kind of sit there and conform to one and keep going with it. I did that in D2 a lot. Part of the reason why I didn't have a lot of high-end characters, I never hit level 99, was I was always going back and rolling alts. I had, you know, probably 3 or 4 different versions of some characters. You know, I would have 2 or 3 different necromancers, for example, all because I wanted to try different builds. Thankfully in this, you can just real quick, boom, 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 and you've got a new build, so I don't have to go through the process of leveling all over again. And I can just kind of experiment as I go. I like trying out things that are unique, or possibly trying a build that no one wants to play, just to see why, or see if it's maybe something I would enjoy, even if it's not as viable as people might like. There we go. Yes, I'm
Not enough hatred.
definitely liking rapid fire.
I need more hatred to do that.
Oh, right. Corpse worms. Ah, okay. So I had heard of this. At least, I believe I know what's happening here. I have been disconnected from Battle.net. Which you might think, oh, okay, that's kind of a standard thing to be disconnected every now and then, and lose your progress monsters won't attack. You see that in Diablo 2, but in this particular instance, I do believe it was tied in with my rapid fire. I have seen on the forums where rapid fire or other channeling abilities would simply get you disconnected. First, I've seen it, obviously, as you can see, I've tried. This is really the first channeled ability I've had in the beta, and it looks like just moving too quickly got me disconnected. So okay, what I'll do is I'm going to end this here. I'll thank you for watching. Ask you to leave comments, of course, thumb up if you like, and I guess I'll see you next time.